Hello, you lovely, lovely people, and welcome back again. Seriously thinking about it, people. Is YouTube over for me? And the reason for that is because YouTube is saturated with channels talking about the Philippines. I mean, it's saturated, people. It really is. And in this niche, there is only so many things people can talk about, isn't there? You know, how many times do viewers want to, like hear about buying land? Is it the right thing to buy land with your Filipina or with your Filipino, if you're the female? And relationship problems. Relationship problems are the same worldwide. But how many people want to keep hearing the same things? Like, do this with your Filipina, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Well, I think most of us are big enough and stupid enough to realise what to do and what not to do. But I'm seriously thinking, people, that for me anyway, I think, perhaps YouTube has run its course for me. And I mean that in a way of, like, I've enjoyed it, when all the stories were new and things like that. But, there comes a time, I think, it's the same as anything. There comes a time when you've got to think, well, I think people are getting bored. And I don't think views are down with people's channels in the Philippines because of the algorithm. I think views are down because there are so many vloggers in the Philippines and new ones coming along. So, I really don't think it's anything to do with algorithms. I think it's because YouTube, or the niche on YouTube of the Philippines is becoming stale. Now, unless you're a traveller, you're doing travel vlogs, it's fresh because you're going to new places all the time. And people like some people like to tune into that. But from someone like me, I'm just a talking head. Many of us vloggers are talking heads. We just sit in front of a camera and we tell our stories, experiences, what have you. But there's only so many things you can do, isn't there? And I'm being realistic, and when people say, they don't do it for clicks or views, they're lying. You wouldn't spend your time on YouTube if you weren't, getting viewers. Viewers are important. If you are monetized or not, viewers are important because it shows that the engagement that you have with your audience. Now, I think for me, I'm not going to pack in YouTube altogether, but I'm certainly going to wind it down. I'm probably going to do a live a week. I might do 2 lives a week. But I think that's going to be about it, and maybe the odd video periodically. I haven't really thought about it, but what I have thought about is, do I want to carry on with it? And because, YouTube isn't really an income for me, it's a very, very, very small income. And it's not that is it worth it. I just don't want to be one of these vloggers who are flogging a dead horse, where they continue saying the same things. They go over the same, the same subject. The same content is repeated. Does your Filipina understand you? And how hard is it to have a conversation with your Filipina? I'm using these as examples, people, but you get my meaning. And I don't want to be one of these vloggers who's just continuously thinking of content. Now, I can understand people who do earn a lot of money on YouTube, and of course, even the best YouTubers, thinking of good content and not just sticking something on YouTube, uploading it, and that'll do. That's not good enough. Because you got to think of your followers. your subscribers, and you've got to give them something worthwhile. And I'm thinking my content these days is, I wouldn't say worthless, but I'd say it's not, it's not as fresh as it used to be. So rather than, like I said, flog a dead horse, which many vloggers are doing, many vloggers are flogging dead horses, people. And they are. And the vloggers who will watch this video will know what I'm talking about. So for me, I think I'm going to wind down YouTube. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make videos every day and things like that. It's not so much time consuming because I don't edit videos. So for me, I don't do videos and edit them in the studio and spend hours getting the sound right and the pictures right and, cropping and copy pasting. I don't do that. So it's not the time that is bothering me. It's thinking of subscribers, thinking of followers. And, I think, when followers start to, I'm still getting subscribers. I think in the last couple of weeks I've gotten 100 subscribers or something like that. So it's not the fact that I'm not getting new subscribers. It's the fact that I don't want to flog a dead horse, people. I don't want to be with these creators who's been around and saying the same things. And I hope you understand my feelings, people. And I've got a lot more things to be doing these days. I've got this farm down here, this orchard rather, to be contending with. And as you all know, my wife gave birth to a baby on the 1st of June. So the baby's now over 3 weeks old, doing very well, I've got to say. Putting on lots of weight because he's feeding, so that's a bloody good thing, isn't it? So I've got a lot of things to contend with. And us armchair vloggers, because I would consider myself as an armchair vlogger, there's only so many things, people. People get sick of the same backgrounds. People get sick of the same spiel that is being spewed out. And there comes a time, even in jobs, if I know some vloggers treat YouTube as a job. I never have done. I'm not big enough to do that. I don't have enough subscribers. I don't get enough views for that. But if it was a job and I was earning a decent amount of money, would I still have the same feelings? Well, I think I'd think about it more. But I don't want to be here and my subscribers thinking, same thing. If you live in the Philippines or you live anywhere and you don't go out, if you don't go out, we don't go out a lot, okay? We only go and do what we have to do. So we aren't travellers, okay? So it doesn't matter who you are or what your thinking is. There is only so much stuff you can talk about, unless you stealing content from other vloggers, from other channels. Well, I don't watch many channels. I don't waste my time doing that. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's better things to do in my life than sit on YouTube all day and look at other people's channels. And even bring those channels down. Now, Sick Grandpa, he's got a good niche. Like him or not, he's got a good niche. Now, he's talked about me a few times. The first video that he did of me, I did get a little bit, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, I will be honest with you. If there's anyone's channels that I like to sit and watch, sometimes it's Sick Grandpa's, because he does make me laugh. His stuff might be a load of rubbish, but he makes me laugh. And I think if something makes you laugh, it's entertaining, right? No matter who you are. So sometimes I watch Sick Grandpa and I do kind of have a little snigger and a little chuckle to myself. Now, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think if you're honest with yourself and you don't take yourself too seriously, if he criticises you on his channel, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, we all put ourselves on the first page of the book when we open a YouTube channel, you know, when we create a channel. So I think if you get affected by what other people say too much, I mean, of course it bothers people, of course. If people say it didn't bother you, then, you know, why would they delete comments from their comments? You know, if they didn't care and they let everyone have their own opinion, they would leave the comments on their channel. Like Sick Grandpa, he doesn't delete any of his comments. There's some calling him this, calling that. He leaves all comments on his channel. Now, many don't. So many don't because they get offended or they think it's not right that someone's leaving a comment like that on their channel. Well, that's their opinion. It's their opinion. And you can't just have all good comments on your channel. You can't. You've got to have good and bad. If you have all good comments on your channel, then obviously something's, either people do really like you, or you are there and you are policing it, you know, yourself, and you are deleting the comments that you don't like. I used to do that a long time ago. Now I don't bother. If someone wants to leave a shitty comment on my channel, so be it. That's their feelings. So I think, you know, someone of the liking of Sick Grandpa, he's got a good niche. He has, because he's never going to run out of content, because there is always us vloggers for him to talk about. So Sick Grandpa will always have something that people want to watch. People like me, people like who don't go out, they just sit in front of a camera every day and do a, you know, a vlog. Sometimes people do 2 or 3 a day. I mean, bloody hell. Is that, I don't know if that's desperation or if you're lonely or what, I don't know. But to think of doing 2 or 3, 4 videos a day, my goodness, there's got to be something, you know, there's something missing out your life. So we've only got so much stuff, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't go out a lot, what can you talk about? You know, you can talk about your home life, which I've done that. I've talked about things that I did after I got divorced. You know, I spoke about many things, but what other things are there to talk about? My family. You know, my wife doesn't particularly like to be on camera, and I don't want my wife to be a trophy sat beside me to get views. I don't want that. At the very beginning, I think there was two or three videos in all the videos I've done where Mira sat next to me, and one was talking about superstitions. So she was explaining the superstitions of the Philippines, because she knows more about that than I do. But as for sitting people in front of the camera like your partner, my wife doesn't want to do that, and the channel isn't anything to do with Mira as such, so I don't want to put her at the forefront, because there will always be bad comments from people who say, "Oh, you got your wife sat there, blue," and I don't want to put her in a limelight like that, and she doesn't want to anyway. My wife isn't like that. So what else can you talk about? You know, talk about the weather. Oh, it's very hot today, it's very humid. Of course it is, you're in the Philippines. Oh, it's very wet today. Of course it is, you're in the Philippines. It's the wet season coming on. You know, and you know, going to markets. How many videos does people want to see if you go into a market and buying a piece of fish or a piece of this or a, you know, or a vegetable? There are always new people looking on YouTube, and maybe new people who are thinking of coming to the Philippines. But there are also more and more new vloggers coming up, and fair play to them. You know, new vloggers will probably do well because people like a new face. People like to see someone new, someone vibrant, someone who has got, you know, plenty of get up and go in them. Now I've had a YouTube channel for years, but I've only ever done vlogs for 2 years. I've only ever had opened a channel where I actually did videos for 2 years. And I think that's enough for me, people. I do. I think, you know, YouTube has run its course for me, and I've enjoyed the ride. I have, but like I said, I'm not going to quit it completely. Because there will be content that I can put up periodically, but not every day. Certainly not every day. I'm going to do lives and the reason I'm going to do lives is because I've got a really, really good group of friends who come into the lives, and they, you know, they have it's like a chat room, so they talk to each other as well. So I'm going to do it for that. I'm going to start, I can't say spending more time with my family, because I can't spend any more time that I'm spending with them. A YouTube video only takes me 20 minutes out of my day. and, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to upload it. That's it. So I can't say YouTube's taking up too much of my time. But it's food for thought of these vloggers out there, if they watch this video, and thinking of flogging dead horses. Because that's how I feel. I do. And is it called YouTube burnout or something? It might be. It might be. But whatever it's called, I think I've got it. And I think I've kind of had enough. But like I said, I'm not going to disappear completely. There will be times I will put videos up there. Might be once, twice a week. Something like that. And I want to show you... Oh, this land here where I'm walking through, incidentally, people, this is all going to be cleaned out yet, this. But I'm not going to do this because I've still got... I mean, there's the orchard down there. It was right up there, and it goes across here as well. I don't know if you can see through these trees, but this is ours as well, what we've got to clean out. So I've got a lot of work coming up that I've got to contend with. And I probably do videos of that, you know. Progress will be the videos. Progress, and progress of Zach, and progress of Kaylin. Because I know of you always, you know, you love my family as well. You know, like a lot of you love, you know, to see Kaylin. And I got an overwhelming response when Zach was born from you lovely people, and I was blown away by that, to be honest with you. I was blown away by how many people out there, how many, you know, were sending best wishes and, you know, congratulations. There was thousands of people, and I really do appreciate that. I was blown away, and so was Mira. But I think that's going to be it, people, for this video. I don't know if I'm going to upload it today or not. I probably will. But these trees are doing lovely. I'm down in here now. So the bit I've just walked through was a part that's got to be cleaned out as well. And we're going to clean that out over there. But hinai lang. Hinai lang. It's got to be slowly. There's no rush. It's not a race. It's not a race to finish first. But I've noticed some of these plants, they've got white spot. So I'm going to have to spray them tonight. When the sun goes down, I'm going to have to spray them. And I've noticed a couple of them, because of the weather and the high humidity, a couple of them have got a bit of powdery mildew. But I've got a fungicide for that, which I will apply tonight. But people, that's it. As I said, I'm not disappearing. I'm just winding down a bit. So listen, people. Thank you very much. Always. And I really do mean that. And thank you for the support along the way. Without you people, I wouldn't have had almost 30,000 subscribers. So, take good care, people. Have a brilliant weekend, whatever you're going to be doing. What country you're in, doesn't matter. And whatever you're doing, try and do it well, eh? God bless you all, people. Thank you.